on, everybody. Let's do this. Here we go. Come on, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. That's me. Yeah. Oh, my please.
Hello Musketeers, welcome to Mondays with Mickey. My name is Mike Knigge, I'm your host, and this week we are talking on a very rainy and gloomy day. Alright, so, this week I wanted to try to catch up on some news. Originally I was going to go and do a Disney Snacks episode, but we had a catastrophic failure when I was transferring all the footage over. So I've got snacks and stuff together, and I've got very little footage of us putting said snacks together. So I'm going to try to piece what I can together maybe for next week. But, you know, that's okay, because this week we really needed to discuss some of the news coming out of Disney. This past week we had Star Wars Celebration in Orlando, and there was definitely some... Wow, okay, this rain is getting a lot stronger than I thought it was going to get. So, alright, well, like I said, a lot of stuff coming out of Star Wars Celebration in Orlando this week. Things dealing with upcoming Star Wars Land, also, you know, things kind of dealing with the movies and so on and so forth. One of the biggest things when the movies is concerned is that they have stated that they will not be including Princess Leia in the very final chapter of the Star Wars, the third trilogy, the new trilogy. I guess they felt that, you know, in honor of Carrie Fisher, it was better than trying to, you know, digitally recreate her or whatever. I guess they're just going to find a way to creatively bring her out of the story. But some of the stuff for the parks, what they're doing right now is they are polling people at Walt Disney World to see what they would think of a Star Wars experience. Star Wars Experience Hotel. Let's be clear. Let me be clear about it. Basically, the premise is they want to create a hotel. It's going to be kind of like a starship. And for 2 days, guests will stay at this hotel, and they will live out a Star Wars story. They'll essentially be a character, and they will live out a Star Wars story on this starship hotel. All your food's included, and you're literally part of the story. Now, you have the choice. You can be an active part of the story, or you can be more of an observer. I'm not sure if they figured out exactly how that would work. But basically, the hotel would be swarming with characters, and you would live it 24/7. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, you walk out of your room, you can encounter characters and things like that. And apparently you can choose what direction you go, whether you're dark side, light side, and characters interact with you. Now, this hotel experience, they're toying with the idea of charging $1,000 per guest. So essentially it's $500 per night. Now that includes, obviously, the story that you're going to be enjoying. It'll include all your food, your stay. It also includes 1 day in Star Wars Land. From what I understand, this hotel is going to be built adjacent to Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World, and so basically you may even have its own direct entrance into Star Wars Land. Not 100% sure yet. Again, this hasn't been finalized. This is something that Disney is floating around and coming up with ideas about, and they're polling guests right now to see if they would want something like that. Another thing that they're talking about is finding a way to... You know, they said they wanted the new Star Wars Land to be very reminiscent of the Harry Potter experience over at Universal. They want that level. They want even a deeper level, really, of immersement into that universe when you go into Star Wars Land. And one of the things they're talking about is basically, like that hotel, you choosing your path. and the characters in the Star Wars land would interact with you based on that, whether you're light side or dark side. Not sure how that premise is going to work out, but interesting that they're even discussing it. Another thing that they're working on, again, like I said, a lot of stuff is coming out about Star Wars land over the last week. For those who are familiar with the glow with the show ears and like the little the Mickey magic wand for the nighttime parades, they're coming up with something similar with lightsabers. They won't be necessarily glow with the show, but what they're trying to do is they're going to have drones flying around. And it's supposed to be kind of like the training drones from Episode 4 that Luke trains against. And basically they'll fire mock lasers at the kids holding the lightsabers. And if the kids block the laser blast with a lightsaber, the lightsaber is going to react like it's deflecting the laser blast. So they're trying to make it more interactive. So it's a new generation of lightsaber they're getting ready to come out with. Don't know when that's coming or if it's finally gonna come. They did file a patent for it, so hopefully that patent will come through and it'll be something really cool. Another thing coming out for Disney News. So last stuff with Disney News. They have filed for building permits. They're looking to build a gondola system from Epcot to some of the resorts. I believe Hollywood Studios. In fact, here, take a look at this. I'm going to put up a map. All right, well, welcome back. That was the map. So yeah, basically they're wanting to build this gondola system, kind of like another monorail system, but it's not really a monorail; it's a gondola. If you're confused, is what I mean by when I say gondola, it's an elevated car system that travels along wires. So not like your monorail drives on a singular track. This is best description would be, for people going up ski lifts, that kind of thing. For those who go out to Gatlinburg, there's a gondola system that takes you up to the top of a mountain. But this is going to be a long distance gondola system that takes you from parks to resorts. It won't cover everything, but it looks like they're trying to tie in areas that don't necessarily have the benefit of things like the monorail. I don't know if the system's going to be cheaper than just building another monorail. Probably so. But, it'd be interesting to have yet another type of transportation. Those older Disney guests will recognize this. There was the Skyway at Magic Kingdom that used to be a gondola system that would allow you to go across the Magic Kingdom. That, of course, is long since gone, but this is kind of reminiscent of that. I don't think it'll be a two-seater type thing like that. I think it's going to be more of like an actual car, where you'll have 20, 30 people or something like that on a car. But we'll see. Should be really interesting. It's good to see that they're coming up. They're trying to be innovative and come up with more things. So, look for that here in the future. Obviously, Pandora opens in just a couple weeks. I'm really excited about it. They've been doing a lot of soft opening, allowing people to go in and check it out. And honestly, the area looks amazing. The glimpses I've seen from the Navi River journey have been breathtaking. I really can't wait to see it. In fact, I saw a nighttime image of it a few days ago where everything was lit up. And the bioluminescent plants look unbelievably amazing. So, Pandora is going to be coming out soon. Obviously, I'm going to be putting up pictures of that. Anything that comes out once Pandora opens up, I'll put links so you guys can check it out and enjoy it. Another piece of news, it's more of a rumor than it is a piece of news, but there is talk of the Tron Light Cycle ride from Shanghai Disney, which is kind of the premier thing in their version of Tomorrowland. They don't have a Space Mountain, they have this. There is talk of the Tron Light Cycle ride coming to the United States at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Now, don't know if this is true. Don't know where it would go. A lot of people are speculating that if it came to Walt Disney World and Magic Kingdom, that maybe the Tomorrowland Speedway would go away. I know that's a polarized subject for a lot of people. Not everybody likes the Tomorrowland Speedway. It's not like Autopia out in Disneyland. There's definitely more character in Autopia than there is Tomorrowland Speedway. Tomorrowland Speedway is essentially just a go-kart ride. There's really no story to it. So there's a lot of talk that maybe they're going to bulldoze that and they're going to put that in. Don't know if it's true. Personally, I think I'd rather see the Tomorrowland Speedway stay. I'd rather see them maybe move the Tron Light Cycle ride to Tomorrowland, not Tomorrowland, but Future World and Epcot, because they are getting ready to do a lot of work at Epcot. So maybe there. On top of that, you know, there's a lot of talk about, like I said, a lot of rumors about Epcot and things that are coming there. So this could be an opportunity to completely refresh and reface Epcot. So again, this is just a rumor. I say I'm putting it in the news category because, you know, it's still news, but it's a rumor. So we'll see what happens. I was just mentioning Epcot. There's actually talk of a couple more pavilions possibly coming. Again, rumor. Don't know if it's actually happening or not. There's plenty of room for more pavilions. You know, when they originally built Epcot, they intended for there to be several more pavilions, and you know, the country's just never panned out. So with that said, there's the slots are still there. They're very creatively hidden, so guests can't see them, but there are open lots that they could put new pavilions in. So that's one of the things they've been talking about. Now, this is something that's been not that itself, but this is the whole Epcot refurbishment has been talked about for several months now. So this is not a new thing. You know, there's discussion of a Guardians of the Galaxy ride going in to replace Ellen's Energy Adventure. You've got a lot of dilapidated old buildings there that aren't being used except for like during events like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden. You know, so there's a big conversation right now about how they're going to update and refresh Epcot, and you know, adding a couple pavilions, possibly bringing the Tron Light Cycle ride in. These are the types of things, or Guardians of the Galaxy. These are the types of things that would completely breathe life back in Epcot. Now, Epcot's not in the condition, obviously, as Hollywood Studios is right now. But, you know, it's one of those they don't want to get there. So, lots of really interesting things coming. I don't know if that's something that they're going to start now, or if they're going to start after Hollywood Studios is finished. You know, Pandora's getting ready to finish. When Pandora finishes, all those construction crews got to have something to do. So it'll be interesting to see where they go and what they do. You know, Star Wars Land is right now on point for being opened in 2019. I don't know if Toy Story Land is on the same schedule, but they are really pushing hard to try to have both Disneyland and Walt Disney World Star Wars Lands open in 2019. You know, they really want to coincide this with the movies. Now, granted, the final film of that trilogy won't be out until 2020. Or, yeah, this is 2017. No, it'd be 2019. Yeah, no, I take that back. Them opening in 2019 would be a great advertising tool for the final movie in the trilogy. Now, granted, they are doing standalone films along with that, so it's not exactly the final movie. But for the Skywalker series, it's supposed to be the final movie. So we'll see what happens. It should be interesting. I mean, you know, if they open that up, and if they get Toy Story Land opened up at the same time, Hollywood Studios could be a happening place to check out. I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Just as excited as I am with Pandora. I really want to see that. Unfortunately, I won't get to see it this year, but maybe next year. You know, keep an eye out. There might be a trip announcement coming soon. Just saying. So, you know, lots of little bits of news. You know, I've noticed that the Stitch is currently doing meet and greets out just behind the train station at Magic Kingdom, which I thought was kind of cool. Also, for those who look for the details, Magic Kingdom, if you know, they just finished a refurbishment on the train station, and one of the things they did during the refurbishment is they changed the sign. For those who have been going for years and years and years, you know that the little gold sign there on the front of the train station says The Magic Kingdom. Well, they changed it. They took the out. Now it just says Magic Kingdom. Not sure what the point in that was, if there was like a really good reason for it, or if it was just something they did to freshen up the look. But yeah, it's been changed. I had to go back and look at old pictures just to compare and make sure that I wasn't seeing things. But that was one of the changes they made for the refurbishment. So kind of interesting. So I'm trying to think. I think that's about it. That's a lot of the bulk of the news coming out of Walt Disney World right now, or the Disney company in general. Obviously, they have a lot of live-action remakes going on. You know, one of them is Mulan. The original actress who played Mulan in the cartoon, Ming-Na, she has come out and she's really pushing the idea of making sure that the person playing Mulan is native Chinese. She feels that that would, you know, a person of that descent and of that culture would bring a depth to Mulan. She really doesn't want to see Mulan, you know, fall short. So she's come out and she's made it very clear that it really should be a Chinese American, and I believe that's the direction they're going, is that the bulk of the cast be, you know, of Asian descent. She's actually also put out a little feeler saying, hey, look, I would love to be in the movie, just saying. You know, something my wife seems to think she would be a fantastic person to play the mother from Mulan, and I personally fully agree. I think she would be an awesome addition, a nice little Easter egg nod for those who love the original, like I did, actually. You know, so that's in the news. I'm trying to think. Wow, there's just a lot going on. You know, at home, you know, like I said, we were originally planning on doing a Disney Snacks episode this week, and you know, we made jungle juice from Ohana. Also, a Tusker House sells it, offers it as well. We did Mickey Mouse Oreo cookies, Mickey Mouse sugar cookies, did an Oswald sugar cookie, did the gray stuff. You know, we did some spaghetti and meatballs one night for, you know, just as a nod to Lady and the Tramp. You know, we just kind of went all out and had fun, and I was transferring all my stuff over today to put the episode together for you guys, and then all of a sudden I see this big alert come up saying catastrophic failure, and my face just went pure white, and I looked and it was just all of it gone, all of it. I've got some bits, again, I got some bits and pieces from us making the cookies and the gray stuff. I've got some pictures, and I can go take some pictures of the cookies because I still have some of the cookies, but I lost so much, and I don't know if I'll re-record it or what I'll do. I definitely want to do a Disney Snacks episode for you guys, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully that's coming sometime soon. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode off. I know the rain's probably horrible in the background. I'm going to leave you guys as I leave you every week. I hope you never lose sight of one thing. This was all started by a mouse. Thank you guys so much for watching me ramble, and we'll see you guys next week.